Hello everyone, this is Orpington's next top model. Well, actually I have 8 grandchildren, so really I'm just Nan. I hope you enjoyed my first video. I did it with all the family, everybody helped and gathered round and did bits and pieces for me. And the final video was put together by my son Graham, who's rather clever at things like that, and I think it was quite successful, quite professional too. Anyway, I've got the bug now, so I sort of want to do some more videos, but I can't ask them to keep on helping me, so I'm going to go it alone. And it occurred to me that, you know, people are saying as you get older, and particularly when you retire, you're becoming invisible. And I think that's true. Not me though, because I will not allow that to happen to me, but to many people it will. And I think when you look at an older person, you should understand that they've lived a wonderful life and they've probably got lots, you know, that you don't know about that's happened to them. Before you retire, you're working hard and you visit people and they say, oh, we're going on holiday, climbing in mountains, going trekking. Oh, I hear you went up in a balloon the other year. How wonderful. But of course, now when you've retired and you visit, they go, oh, you found us all right? Yes, am I stupid or something? What road did you come on? The A390, the M1, and of course you talk for ages about which roads you travelled on. At the end of that you stop and think, what can I talk about now to make them interested? And it's quite difficult. So I was thinking about this, and I've got lots of friends who are over 70, and I'm going to show you one or two of them during the up and coming videos I'm going to make, and they're all going to say something that happened in their lives that was surprising, unexpected, and hopefully will surprise you too. So this is my first alone video. By the way, in the first video I was airbrushed completely and looked 20 years younger, but this is me as you see me, but not bad for 76, I think you'll agree. Okay, in 1990, my husband John was the residence director at Schiller University in West Wickham, and he had to greet the King of Nepal and his entourage, who were coming round to have a good look round to see if the King's nephew Paris would enrol there. They took lots of foreign students, and there's a main Schiller University in London, but in West Wickham they took more of the people that didn't speak English too well, and they had extra English lessons. So John took the King of Nepal, King Barendra, and his entourage all around the old building, which I must tell you is very, very impressive. You should look it up, you should Google it, because it's 15th century and all old beams and dark wood. So having completed their tour, they were very impressed. So John took them to the bursar's office, where the finance minister got a huge wad of notes and proceeded to pay in cash for Paris to enrol. So Paris duly enrolled, and John was in charge of most of the foreign students' well-being, and it involved taking them out sometimes. We went bowling and out to dinner and did lots of activities with them outside of the university, and we sort of became not friends with Paris, but we knew him quite well. In 1992, we were so excited because we received this wonderful invitation from the King and Queen of Nepal to attend his birthday celebrations at Kensington Palace Gardens. So I got dressed up. My God, I looked like a film star. You should have seen me. Wonderful. When we arrived, you know, we were greeted. You had to go, hello, lovely to see you. And everybody was there. There's about 80 or 90 people there, I suppose. Huge rooms, high ceilings. And everybody was in their best finery. And the King and Queen entered the room, and it was our turn to be presented. And I must admit to a little bit of a weak-kneed moment then, because it was quite nerve-wracking. Anyway, the Queen was smiling at me, and I looked at her and I thought, oh dear, I've got to think of something clever to say. Nothing came into mind, and I believe I talked a little bit of dreadful gibberish at her, but she continued to smile. I found out later she's quite deaf, and so she didn't hear my rubbish, so I got away with that. Anyway, the evening progressed and the Gurkha band were playing outside the windows, and it was a lovely atmosphere. And after a while the doors opened and we were shown into a huge banqueting room, and the tables were groaning under big dishes of exotic food, probably was fruit there as well. Anyway, two princesses looked after John and I, and they explained all the dishes to us and helped us choose, and then they made us feel comfortable for the rest of the evening, and well, we were just spoilt. It was absolutely lovely, and I really will never ever forget that. And that's one of the anecdotes that happened to me in my very ordinary life, but something a bit special. Well, there is a little bit more to this. 9 years later, unhappily, we heard on the news that the King and Queen and their family of Nepal were assassinated. They used to have a monthly get-together, the royal family, at the royal palace, and the Crown Prince, whose name was Dipendra, he was misbehaving with a guest, to be truthful. He'd smoked lots of hashish, and he was in disgrace. So the king went up to him and said, "You must leave the party. Out you go," which he did. An hour later, he returned to the party, and he had a big bag of guns, MK-15. I'm not very good with guns, but he had a submachine gun. And he proceeded to assassinate his family, and he killed 10 of them altogether. Well, maybe I shouldn't have told you that. Maybe I shouldn't have shared the whole story with you. But if I hadn't, then this story would have been lost forever. And I did say I would share stories that are sometimes funny, sometimes sad, sometimes a bit weird. So that's my story this time. I hope you enjoyed it, and I promise you I'll try and think of something a little bit jollier next time. In the meantime, love from Nan. See you soon.
My name is Ros Jones. I'm 71, and when I was in my late 20s, I worked as a go-go dancer in Spain. One day I was introduced to Salvador Dali, and I had a photo taken with him, and it's now one of my treasured possessions, and it was one of the most memorable days of my life.